Hey, my name is Trevin Thompson. I'm a Master's of Architecture student within the College of Built Environments at the UW Seattle campus, and although I expect to be graduating in June, my Husky story actually begins all the way back in 2018. It was just 3 days after I graduated from Kamiak High School in Mukilteo, Washington, that I began my first stint at the UW as a non-matriculated student in the ARC 100 program. As a first-generation student myself, without having great physical means to attend, I wanted to kind of dip my toes in the water before making a huge investment, and boy was it worth it. That first studio truly solidified my confidence and interest in architecture and its surrounding community and culture. With that confidence, I continued as a non-matriculated student for the next 3 quarters, where I unfortunately struggled through my studies as I navigated the rigor of an architectural education as well as other pressing issues in my personal life. After 1 year studying at the UW, I wasn't admitted into my program or the university as an undergrad. But this is for good reason. The Arc Design program is incredibly competitive. I wasn't ready at the time, and my application showcased that. This rejection, although heartbreaking then, was pivotal in pushing me to become who I am today. In 2020, I reflected on that year here, everything I had learned and struggled with, and I took that to Washington State University. I know. My experience at both schools solidified my awareness of the many barriers to success within architecture as a student and emerging professional. Namely of these being exceptional financial burdens, unhealthy working cultures, and the lack of connection between the study and actual practice of architecture. In reaction to this, I revitalized the WSU chapter of the American Institute of Architecture Students, becoming a student leader in advocacy, mentorship, and academic achievement. I worked and was recognized for mentoring lowerclassmen, joining a few AIS national committees, and organizing dozens of events where students built skills and made connections for academic and professional success. At the end of undergrad, I reminisced on my time here in Seattle, thinking of the resources and community of the CBE, so I reapplied to the UW as a grad student with a clear direction and goal, and I was admitted. I immediately got to work with the AIS chapter here at UW. It was actually even before I began my first day as a grad student that I was on campus over the summer to mentor the UW student leaders and lead them to put together a successful bid to host an AIS quad conference. With the support of our department and confidence of student chapters across the West, I co-led a team of nearly 20 UW students to plan 3 days of insightful events. Eventually, in April of 2024, after balancing all of the late nights planning and the incredibly rigorous MARC program, I welcomed just shy of 300 students from every corner of the country here to Seattle. I successfully raised $50,000 and profited over 10,000 of those to our chapter, all of which broke long-standing records within the AIAS. Though, the real success story here wasn't all about breaking records, showcasing skill in event planning and marketing. It was about bringing students to our wonderful corner of the world to promote student advocacy, yes, to have a bit of fun, but also to have conversations around the future of architecture and our changing climate with what I believe is the richest professional community in the country. Building on the success, in January of 2024, I ran and was fortunately elected to the International AIS Board of Directors as the representative from the Western United States, in which I have served since August. In my term thus far, I have worked to preserve the independence of the student voice, to advocate for a healthier and more productive academic environment through systemic changes, and I have collaborated with allied architectural organizations to provide valuable nationwide programming for architecture students as they navigate the transition to professional practice. And finally, just about a week ago in Austin, Texas, I continued my journey as a student leader as I ran for and was elected to be the 2025-26 Vice President of the AIS. This position, which hasn't been held by a UW alum in the past 3 decades, is an incredible platform to lead a nonprofit organization with a 7-figure budget, to regularly collaborate directly with the leadership of prestigious institutions such as the AIA and NOMA, and to make real systemic change for the 40,000 students of architecture in North America and the thousands more abroad that I will represent. I couldn't be more excited for the year and career I have ahead, and I couldn't be more grateful for the UW, for the College of Built Environments, and for the Department of Architecture for providing me such a rich academic experience and for supporting my efforts outside of our campus. Thanks.